Hello and welcome to episode 144 of Naija's Geeking Out, your favorite podcast about comic book news, comic book gist with a Naija twist. As usual, I've got my goons with me. Today we have the full quartet. So starting with Red, the regular. Welcome back.
Hey, good to be here. Why is Tunde not doing the intro today? Well, what did he do? He's on timeout.
It feels like today feels like day intro day, right? Yeah, you're right. You're right. He'll get the next one. He'll get the next one. Today, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. No, I'm angry actually. I'm not particularly good. The topic is already making me angry. So I'm just ready for violence.
That's okay.
You're ready
Were you
for war.
angry about? Were you angry about
Everything,
some Falcons before the
everything,
podcast, or this
everything,
anger is separate from Falcon anger? Okay.
Wait, you thought
everything
you thought
together.
you thought they were going to win?
I was hoping they would win, but before we turn this to a football podcast, let's continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As usual, you've got me, Cakes, and you've got Dapo, our host. Dapo, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good. I'm very good. Today should be an interesting show, a very
Yeah.
interesting topic that I think we're all happy to discuss. I presume we're all happy to
Okay.
discuss this. Yes, Tunde. Yes.
We're not happy to discuss it, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. Yes. Okay, so episode 1, we have some news, we have some TV, and then we have comic books. Yeah, let's jump right into it with
Okay.
the news. Right, guys, I think we all saw Wonder Woman 1 and 2. Red, did you see Wonder Woman 84? I can't remember if you dodged it.
No, I saw it. I didn't dodge it. I was looking
Sorry.
I was
Okay.
looking forward to it, and I spent my Christmas day.
Yes.
Spent time on Christmas day to watch
Oh,
that
yes.
film. Yeah.
Oh,
I remember
yes.
that.
Yes. You left your family to watch that
Two
film.
and a half hours. 2.5 hours. I would never get that.
So, how do you feel about Wonder Woman 98 or whatever it is they're going to call Wonder Woman 3? And that's right. Yes, there's going to be Wonder Woman 3. Gal Gadot is in conversations
Ah,
with
So,
Zaslav and
no,
God.
so,
Today, calm
so
down.
Gal Gadot says she's in conversation with,
mhm.
because we've not heard any other thing. We've not seen any rebuttals. We've not seen any
Yes.
confirmations, which makes me think there might be truth to it. Because if it was a lie, they will come out and deny. So they're hopefully
God would have
maybe
shut
hoping it will
it down.
die. Yeah, but I mean, what are they doing?
Yes.
Is it out with the
God
old
would have
guard?
shut it down.
Yeah,
God would have shut it down.
is it out with the old guard and in with the new, or keeping some parts? What are they doing? I'm not sure. So we'll see. I'm not. I really don't care. 84
I
was bad. 84 was bad.
yeah. I mean, it was
Because
as bad as it could
everywhere,
get. It
as
it
bad
was
as it could
it
get,
didn't have one good thing.
nothing.
Yeah.
Then it was tone deaf for some of the
Yes.
concepts in
Yes.
it, but we'll leave that alone.
Content. Yes.
Yeah. Let me not rain on other
Today, what do you
people's
think? You
parade.
were going to say something.
Tunde likes it.
I like what?
Yeah, Wonder Woman fan, aren't you?
Please, please,
Let me not lie. Today he did it. He was the first person to watch it, and he didn't like it
I
as well.
know,
He
I
didn't like
know,
it.
I
I'll put it
know, I
that
know.
way.
please don't associate me with that movie. That was not my movie at all. But this rumor, I'm not sure yet
Yeah,
about
go.
it. I don't know if I believe it or what it's about. I'm not like, it's one of those things where until they say something to confirm it, I'm just going to leave it there as a, what's it called? A possible rumor and all of that. I mean, we've had some very weird announcements from people in the past. Eric Cavill announcing he's returning back to DC, for example. Ben Affleck that is directing a Batman movie. So it's like until James Gunn confirms it, comes out to confirm it, I'm just going to leave it there alone and hopefully it fades away in the wind. But thinking about it some more, I don't think it's the worst idea after the first DCU movies have been done. So she appears in the television series for Paradise Lost, maybe as a cameo. and then you just reboot her the same way you're rebooting people like Viola Davis after people have forgotten the nonsense Wonder Woman 84 movies. And she just does the new movie where we don't even count that one exists in the first place, like they did for Suicide Squad. So there's already
you have this much hope in DC having this much sense.
hey, that's why I'm
Yeah,
a DC fan.
Okay. I have to be honest. I believe that this is true. I think God would have shut it down otherwise if it was false. And I think God is carefully curating and cherry picking certain characters from the old guard, from the old DCEU, and bringing them into his DCEU. Like Tunde said, the Amanda Waller is clearly staying. Viola Davis is clearly staying. If one can stay, I don't see why. And okay, well, Blue Beetle, from what we hear, we haven't watched it yet, is standalone right now. It doesn't belong to DCEU, and it's possibly going to be brought into DCEU. So, but I think what's going to happen is he's going to discount everything that happened in 84, and perhaps even Wonder Woman, the first one. And then he's just going to go with Gal Gadot. We already know who she is. Let's not connect too much, and let's just move into Wonder Woman 3. That's my take on it. That's what I expect him to do. I don't think Patty Jenkins is coming back, thankfully.
Nope.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of Gal Gadot as one big fan. So
I won't take that bait.
I'll take a new person as well. No, I'll take a new person as well. Like that's fine.
I won't take the bait, but let's continue.
No, let's continue. I like her as Wonder Woman. I liked her in the first one. I hated the second movie. I loved her in Batman vs Superman. I even liked her in Shazam 2 and The Flash. So, I think she's got something. If they can find someone else, I'm not married to the idea that it must be her or nobody else. If God can cast someone else, that's fine. But yeah, I would like to see a Wonder Woman 3 with, I don't want to say Greta Gerwig yet, but give me some time to think about a female director that I would like to see helm that potentially.
Female
So sorry?
I'm thinking
female director. Yeah. I'm thinking Jane Champlin, Greta Gerwig, this lady that's doing Captain Marvel 2. Sorry,
Eternals.
Oh, Chloe Zhao.
Yeah.
Chloe Zhao. Yes.
Has she gone off to DC now?
No, she hasn't. But to be honest, that would fit the tone of what she was going for in that movie.
Yep.
The very epic saga, like over the course of centuries and time, it would very much fit her sensibilities and what she was trying to do in that film. So, yeah, I don't mind. But what are your thoughts on Wonder Woman 3?
The fact that they call it Wonder Woman 3.
Oh, you're on mute. Okay.
No,
you're good.
We hear you. You're good.
The fact that they call it Wonder Woman 3 by itself upsets me and makes me think, why would it be a Wonder Woman 3? You have a DCEU, why is it Wonder Woman 3? Now, maybe she's just saying that in terms of trying to say a third film.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Yeah, if that's the case, fine. But I also think when you're having discussions, I can imagine her having discussions with Gunn. Yes. Maybe Gunn might think, no, I don't want to do New Wonder Woman, but I'm still going to have discussions. I'm not going to shut the door on you entirely. That's the discussions. I'm of the school of, if you're going to start afresh totally. That's my personal preference. There's always going to be somebody who's going to say, hang a minute, but in her first two films, she did this. And I just think it's a road for your own back, personally. Now, he might make it work, and I might be totally wrong, but for me, I'd rather not her be there. Not because I didn't like her, I think she was quite good. But I really want a clean slate. I want a DCEU. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's just my personal view. Now, I mean, you mentioned Amanda Waller. Yes, they're keeping her. And she's not that big a deal in my mind to cause that much confusion. I think she will for some people anyway. But a main character like Wonder Woman being the same character, and I've got a feeling now, if she comes back, that so would Jason Momoa. So
Okay.
for me,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm watching this space. Simple as
Okay.
that.
Clean break then. You'd rather a clean break from
The past.
the
Personally,
yeah.
yes, a clean break is what I would prefer.
Okay. Now you mentioned Amanda Waller, so there's a chance that we might see Amanda Waller again very soon.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily something new. It's something we've already seen before, but it's another version of something we've already seen before, and that is the David Ayer Suicide Squad. Now, there's been some talk of an Ayer cut for a while now. Wait, Suicide Squad was which year? Today, can you tell me? Can you remember?
I'm trying to remember. Nah, I can't remember.
Because it was almost like 7 years ago or something.
Oh, the first one.
The first one, yeah.
That was a
Like
while.
6 years ago? Yeah.
More than 6 years. 26.
No, it can't be. No, it
I don't
can't be.
know.
No, it's not
No,
2016.
I don't think it was 2016 today.
It's
No.
I don't think it was 2016 was Batman vs Superman.
It's 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. So it was after Batman vs Superman then. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
7
been what, 7 years that David Ayer has been shouting about, guys, what you put out wasn't what I created. You know, you guys chopped it up in a way that doesn't reflect my true vision when I was doing this. Now, there weren't any reshoots for this movie, right? It's everything that he filmed. They just cut it up in a way that isn't.
Yeah, they
how he would have
re-edited
done
it. Yeah, they re-edited it. Yes.
They re-edited it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I can safely say, for me personally, I don't want to see this Ayer cut. If it's what you shot and they jigged it around and cut some bits and left you on the cutting room floor, is it still the same Batman? Is it still Jay Leto as yeah, I know, same Joker. Sorry, Joker is what I wanted to say. Yes. Jared Leto, the same Jared Leto Joker. Yes. Is it still the same forced camaraderie that these guys had? Is it still the same guy that played Diablo? The enchantress that was dancing to do jazz and kissing everybody. Is it still the same person?
You said the forced that's one thing I think that can change.
Yeah, the forced camaraderie. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's something that can actually change.
Okay, no. So that could change, but
if that changes,
I don't think so.
Reshoot?
It doesn't change within a movie, within one movie. These are hardened criminals. Okay.
You might have added there might be a lot more scenes. That entire sequence, journey to this might be a bit longer.
I get you.
So
today I get you. Today,
yeah,
it's not a one movie thing.
Listen
to this. Listen to me. They are hardened criminals, so it's not like it's people who have hearts of gold, right? We have established from the beginning that this one is an assassin, this one's a psychopath, this one is a cannibal that eats people, this one is this one is a. They are not. This one is Joker's babe or whatever. Not a good person by any stretch of the imagination. So I don't know how much. It's not something that to me happens in a movie. It's something that happens in maybe 2 movies. By then you're now like, okay, this thing happened that made them close here. They had this adventure together. It's not. They're not lovable rogues like the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's where I'm coming now.
Why I'm disagreeing with you is because I remember Suicide Squad, and there was one scene that was really brilliant in it that I actually liked.
Which one? The Suicide Squad, not the Suicide Squad. Which scene was that?
The Ayer's version.
I have the feeling. Don't tell me it was the bar scene.
It was the bar scene. I thought that was
fuck that bar scene and its fakeness, please. It was sorry, bro.
As a standalone scene, it was really good. Like the conversations were really neat to watch. It would have been nice to have that develop over the course of the movie.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's incongruous with their characters. That's the thing. It doesn't fit. Hardened criminals sit it down and just be like, yeah, okay, guys. And then like, okay, yeah, we're gonna die. Let's go do it. Let's go save the world. I'm like, they're not. These aren't thieves. These are killers. People with body counts. Like, I can't imagine someone like the Captain Boomerang ever signing off for something like that. Like, okay, let's go and stop this person to. Nah.
You have an entire movie to get to that level. That's what I'm saying. That if they had more time, it's possible.
How much more time? Okay, Suicide Squad is what? Maybe.
No. I can honestly, I can buy it.
Yeah,
a good actor can do it.
Exactly.
Nah.
Now,
if a director did it, I would still be like, they were basically like the characters in what's the name of that film? Red.
Conair.
Reservoir Dogs. No.
Conair.
Reservoir
Dogs. Conair. Oh, okay. But for me, this film is Conair.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad is Con Air more than Reservoir Dogs.
Okay, so Con Air, we had what? So we had a rapist. We had Sid. What's his name?
The
John
serial
Malkovich.
killer.
We had the serial killer. So I don't understand. Like, which one of these did we come to care for, apart from the serial killer, Steve Buscemi?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that bad guys deciding to do something good at the end and save the day is
Yeah.
not out of the realm of possibility.
Guys, please, not lovable rogues. We're talking about
Not
assassins and
lovable.
killers
Yeah, but
and cannibals.
why did that to be lovable rogues? Will Smith
because that is the only
Will
way
S-
that it works. That's the only way
No.
it works, because you come to
No.
care for the characters. No,
we don't have to care. No, sorry. We don't have to care for all the characters. We will have to care for one.
Yeah.
Why do we have to care for all the characters?
Which one do we care for?
Obviously, it's Will Smith. It's meant to be Will Smith. In my
Or
view.
even Diablo.
Get the fuck out of
Diablo,
here.
they're really touching
Oh,
story.
Diablo, yeah.
Get the
That's
fuck out
true.
of here. Diablo
yeah.
was what? So Diablo will now step up at the end of the movie and say, "Hey, this is my family." Blah 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 blah. I'm like,
No, that
you
is
met these
family
niggas in the
line,
morning.
but
You met them in the morning
No,
of that day.
Catch, you get the point. I'm not telling you that they have to be, my family. They don't have to do that.
no.
But
We're
Diablo
not saying they have to
literally
do
said
that.
that. Diablo literally
That
said
line
that.
is trash.
Exactly.
What?
That
Now
line,
what?
with a family, is trash. Nobody cares about that line. That line is really stupid.
How do you
But-
say nobody cares about it? Because it was delivered. It was meant to let us
No,
feel
I'm
that
saying
he would
that
sacrifice himself for
in
them.
terms of the movie working, that line,
Yes.
you can remove it. But you can't tell me that you can't have a movie where adding criminals at the end decide to work together to save the day.
Mm.
It's possible.
David Ayer can't save that film, please.
Yeah.
It's not. No.
Nobody will argue.
It's
Nobody will argue
Yeah.
with it.
okay. 12 hours, 10 minutes. Go on. Today, what do you think he could have added?
What?
The air cut. What do you think he could have added?
The Ayer cut,
Currently, the current film is 2 hours, 10 minutes.
for me, you get to develop it more. You made the invasion into the city a lot longer, over a long period of days. You include more Amanda Waller, more blackmails, more backstabbing of each other there, and you give them a better reason to fight together at the end, a more self-serving reason to fight together at the end.
Because my understanding, my understanding is it is a different film. That was Ayer's whole. Apparently, it was more of a Joker film, his original cut,
Yeah.
which you might not even like anyway.
You might
But
even
apparently, most of the cut scenes on the floor were Jokers. So, from what I've heard, obviously I've not seen the film.
Yeah. I
No.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jared Leto too alluded to something like that. That there was a lot of stuff that he did that
Yeah.
never made it there. I don't know. Red. David Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
I don't care for it. We're tired of cuts, especially not a 7-year-old cut.
I mean,
The only reason I'm against a cut is for the same reason I said before. I don't want any confusion with the new DCEU.
yeah.
That is really. I personally, I would like to see it because I know I won't be confused. But
But
I don't want to go and release something that will cause another confusion with everybody else. After we've had 2 Suicide Squads, now it's DCU, and then all of a sudden you resume this cut. What is that meant to be for?
It won't be if I understand it, it won't be a theatrical cut. It will be like all these released to Max kind of movies. And
It won't be theatrical.
yeah,
I'll take that.
Gunn told me it will have its time to be shared. So it's not as if Gunn is committing to releasing an Ayer cut. He said, all this badges to me, all this take and go, please leave me alone. One day,
Yeah. One day.
that kind of thing. So yeah.
You know what? And the movie is done.
Yeah.
But for all intents and purposes, from our understanding, it's already been shot. It was just re-edited. Or it was recut. So it probably wouldn't take that much effort to cobble the Ayer cut together.
Yep.
He'll probably work at scale, right? Get his editing team together, tell them directions of what he wants. It probably shouldn't cost them that much. And if they're going to release it on HBO or Max, it's just additional content for them. So that's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost money. Put it out there. Let's watch it. Let's see what the squad has been shouting out. Just like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Just put it out.
Then
Okay,
the
sorry. I thought you wanted to say something. One last thing I wanted. Yeah, the last
Go
thing.
ahead. No,
No, that-
go ahead.
I was going like we are going down in order.
Oh, I wanted to talk about Friends.
About who?
Okay. from Gal being deluded, then to David, then to our uncle here.
Yeah.
Is there another level of delusion?
This is why you need to have friends that are going to call you to task. Where you're... Oh no! We're about to descend into into rock level of.
we're going
now.
We're hitting rock bottom.
So rock bottom. Exactly. I love it. Thank you. So apparently Kevin Hart has a talk show called Heart to Heart, where he interviews people and he talks to them, and it's kind of it's Oprah but with celebrities and Kevin Hart being the host. So recently he had his good friend Dwayne Johnson on. Yes, today.
No, it's Red Table Talk. All this Red Table.
Basically, it's Red Table Talk. It's let's see what's behind the scenes, blah 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 blah. And he's having a conversation with Dwayne Johnson about Black Adam and the reception of Black Adam and how well it did. And I don't know. Does anybody remember exactly how this went today? Do you remember exactly how it went?
I didn't watch.
You probably watched it more than once. Oh, you haven't seen it at all?
I didn't watch it at all. No, I'm not watching that.
I watched it, and the opening statement by Kevin Hart had me cringing so hard. It was embarrassing.
So it was a layup. I mean, it's pre-arranged.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes. Yeah. No, that's exactly.
Kevin was going to serve it for him and was going to run with it. They just didn't think it through properly. But go ahead, Dapo.
No. You are right. He came up with this almost an opening that was probably written by The Rock.
Absolutely.
About how record-breaking opening, best ever this, best ever that.
Minus China, because without China, he would have been done.
Yeah. China would have had another 100. And he was saying this with a straight face. He was dead serious, and my sphincter just cringed together. Oh God, please! And then obviously, Rock took that and ran with it, and it was basically like a mutual jerk off session that was so cringeworthy to listen. I don't even understand how. And sometimes people say celebrities are divorced from reality. They don't know what the real men think on the real streets. This is an example of where they're totally divorced from 90% of the rest of the world.
I don't think The Rock is divorced. I think he's just such an asshole with this massive ego, and he refuses to see anything beyond himself. He tried to hit all the buttons, like, we had all these minorities. Then we called Cavill, and everybody loved it. I mean, you tricked Cavill into coming to this. Cavill didn't even have a deal with anyone. And you caused Cavill.
Let's not say trick. There's no trick from there.
Whatever the case may be. And
make his decision himself. It was not tricked or.
Okay, that's not how it reads, but. Then
actually, I do take exception. Why was he tricked?
Yeah,
knowing The Rock, with everything he did with Fast and Furious, then Hobbs and Shaw, he went in there and said, "Look, we're creating a new hierarchy. Black Adam is going to be so great. Trust me, we're going to do so well that we'll not be able to ignore the dollar signs. Come do this." He was.
That's not a trick. That's not a trick.
Well,
Rock believed that. The powers that he said, the powers that he said at that time did not. They were okay for him to go ahead. Basically, what happened was he didn't make the money he expected. He didn't get the power. He didn't get the power he expected, and Gunn came in and said no.
But that guy steamrolls his way into franchises.
Yeah, but that's still not being tricked. If you let yourself being steamrolled, to me that's not a trick.
Okay.
You're an
I'm
adult.
talking about the cargo part. Okay, well, there's another one.
He has gone to beg his way back to the Fast and Furious franchise now. So
Yeah. Oh, did he show up in the old in the 10?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
I've
back.
not seen it. I knew I was going to go back, and it's going to try
He's
to
back.
jack it again.
He's back.
Yeah.
And they made him the very last cameo or the very last credit scene just to massage
that
his
kind
ego.
of thing have been shot 2 weeks before the movie was released.
Yeah.
He had to go back in. So it's all these things, and I'm looking like Dapo said, you're saying this with a straight face. And I'm not convinced it does. I'm not convinced it doesn't know. I'm just convinced it's just such an asshole. He'll keep saying it rather than accept that movie was a flop.
Okay, so let me ask a question. I know the answer. I don't know why I'm asking this question. That's heart to heart. That whole discussion.
Yeah.
Who's it aimed at? Who's it aimed at to convince? Who are they trying to convince of the new reality that they've made up in their head?
The public.
I think it's more. I don't think it's for the fans. I think it's more for The Rock's ego to get his. So the Rock and Kevin Hart are very, very good friends. There's nothing he said there that Kevin has not heard before. There's no way. They're good. They're good friends on and off the screen. They've done a couple of movies together.
Yes.
Can I be crude? Can I be crude here then? Are you saying Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
Are you saying Kevin Hart was just brown nosing?
Yeah, we're
No, but they're
off. Yeah.
Like
It's not
let's-
necessarily brown nosing. It's not necessarily brown nosing. It was hang on. Something has happened in the past that you never got your side out in a big enough platform. Now I have a platform that I feel you can leverage, and you're my guy.
And
It's
this is
something
numbers.
any of us would do for any of us here.
His podcast is probably doing well. Like, let's get
Right, okay, so let me ask you a question. If I came to you,
yes,
and said, right, our podcast, it's not doing well, but I want to do a podcast with a million people and tell them that we get 10,000 of viewers every week. We were best-selling podcast in London.
Yeah.
Will you agree to do that? You being
no.
Exactly.
I don't. No.
We got
now. But the thing is,
there are two things here. I will do it for Dapo, but Dapo will not do it for me. Dapo won't do it. Dapo won't do it. But I can do it. Like, you want to tell the world, maybe they'll believe, maybe people will go check it out if it's going to help you. Go ahead. I'll do it for you. This man will not do
it. You know something? And this is where I think this is actually kind of brilliant. He doesn't lie. There are no lies told. It is facts, but it's presented in a way that's been massaged. Okay,
they launched a new superhero.
He launched a new superhero now.
Yes. Well, he did. That one I'll give him.
Yes, he did.
Screen. Okay.
That I'll give him.
To the screen. Yes. He also said a new. Okay.
No, I was going to agree. In a way, I think Keck is right. They told this very.
He told no lie.
They told this lie because it's
just
biggest,
massaged.
Biggest numbers.
Box office.
Oh, in my career. In my career.
He said
it's about him. It's about him.
Weekend.
Yeah.
No, it's the opening of my career. So you're talking about yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. Sorry.
Not about the movie industry.
No.
Yeah.
The biggest opening of The Rock's any movie that The Rock has done. That's his biggest.
Yes.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's fact. Yeah. So it goes back to talk about about his own ego.
He said no. Oh, I will be the first person to say that the Rock's ego is bigger than he is, and he's a big man. It's all about massaging his ego. He says
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
There was no China, which is a fact. He now says that could be another 100 or 200. That's not true. It could be, but it could also be another 1 billion. It could be, but we know that it's highly unlikely. He also says you have a superhero, you want to grow out the franchise, which is true. That's what The Rock wanted to do. He wanted to bring in Justice Society. He wanted to go to, start building it out a little bit. He says, you bring back Superman. Mm-hmm. The world went crazy. This is true. I'm reading this. And created a diverse superhero portfolio.
And it was
men and women of color in Black Adam. All of this is true. But all of this
They're
has
no,
been
they're
presented in a manner that means
they're not men and women of color in Eternals.
No,
no. He said
For
no. He's
DC.
just saying that he
movie.
brought
Okay.
in. Not this is the first time
Okay.
they've been brought in. Like he's just saying
Okay.
he's brought a diverse cast. He's just
Okay.
putting all these things on the table to say this movie is successful and you know.
Yes.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah. So yeah.
Biggest
in a way,
fantastic.
yeah. Yeah. No.
But
Sorry,
Anyway,
you were saying,
Curtis.
sorry.
was successful when compared to Shazam and Flash.
Yeah, no, but no, Keck is right. What they've done is they're taking the facts,
Yes.
presenting it in a way to make it appear that this was a very successful film.
Very successful movie.
But they did not say that.
That's not true.
Yeah. So
They did not say that. So,
Yeah.
but wait, if you sit down there, anybody who did not know, if somebody walks in from Mars tomorrow and listens to that podcast, they will say, "Oh, Shazam, Black Adam must be one of the biggest films ever. That why did it not continue?" Until they go and read the facts.
Yeah. Why did
and then realize, yeah, that, oh, actually.
Or until they
this
watch
thing-
the movie and they're like,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah,
So, this is not right.
I find the whole thing cringe personally, and
Yeah.
I just find it very hard to watch. You know, I think, oh god, so what's
I
going on
was
here?
very embarrassed for Kevin Hart because I was like,
Yes,
this is your friend, but you didn't have to do this.
No, see,
You could have I could have literally said today, honestly, if it was you, I'd be like, okay, so Black Adam, tell me about it. What happened in that movie? I've seen that movie and I love it. So what happened? There is a way
can I just
to
can I
encourage
say
your
a point?
friend. Yes, yeah. Of course you can.
I think now there's friendships, friendship from the streets where you from back in the day you go through it and hard truths can be told to you, and you know, I can tell you F off or
Audio.
your audio is not really good, Dapo.
Oh, that way your audio is cutting
Yeah.
out.
He's about to
Yeah,
insult for Kevin
Okay,
Hart.
okay.
So God is not allowing him to do that. The gods are not allowing him to do that. Because you can hear the tone of where he was going to. That and there are terrible friendships of mutual bullshit. That's what that is going to right now. And I'm
So
like,
today, what was your take of this? Of this
no, because
interview?
like yes, you basically said it didn't lie. It's his own point of view. And I can fully understand someone that believes in his project so much to come out with that kind of point of view. Because if you look at it in a certain way, that's what you see. So for me, it's fine. I get it. I mean, this guy is basically crying on social media every other week. What's his name? Shazam guy. What's his name?
Zachary.
Basically crying on social media every other week.
Yeah,
Now, why did
yeah,
you guys watch my
yeah.
field? And I'm like,
Honestly, I really feel for that guy.
I feel for him, but it's almost the
Really
same
feel for that
thing
guy.
he's doing, like Black Adam is doing,
Yeah.
but from a more lovable perspective.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's just because Black Adam grates on a lot of people here that it comes off as really cringy. If it was a heart-to-heart talk now with which director would you like now that I can call? Which director that has failed do you like this? I can't think of anyone. Any reasonable
That I like.
Yeah.
That I like.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say the Russos in Endgame.
Not the Russos. I mean, what's this guy's name that does all this? That works with Jason Statham a lot. Operation Fortune.
Guy Ritchie.
Snatch.
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie.
Now, you like Guy Ritchie as a
Ritchie.
director. If you made a superhero movie that failed, and it comes out to talk, not like this, but like says, oh, this is why it failed, blah, 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 you'll be a lot more sympathetic to that point of view. Because you like the dude. So I'm saying that it's
Absolutely.
yeah. So it's because
Absolutely.
we really do not like The Rock, and he has said a lot of trash in the past, changing the
You're right.
hierarchy. That nonsense.
You know what? You're
I'm
right.
like, oh,
You know what?
Yeah.
You're right. You know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. I see it that way. It's because I have underlying. I'm not going to say antagonism, but it's more like I feel like I see through a lot of the good guy, nice guy things. That there's someone with a massive ego behind.
You see through you see through the curated persona. It's all curated. It's all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been an
every
actor. He's been an actor.
No.
He's been an actor for over 20 years, and I'm talking about with the WWE. That's all acting.
Yeah.
And there, he's had to
But-
create a personality of The Rock, who is different from. Sorry, wait.
But it's
sorry.
not just
Yeah,
it's not just about art. So let's say The Rock, and then his cousin the same. You can tell they're all curated. Now take somebody like Jason Momoa. Like you'll
Yes.
feel like, okay, there's some genuine nice guy, outdoor loving guy.
Oh, it's not just
So
a
they-
better.
so we're just saying it's actors, not all of them are.
No, I didn't say all of them. I didn't know.
No, I'm talking to Tunde that said
For
that
me, I
they're
think
just
actor is managing a brand. They're not 100% their genuine self in front of the public. They have a separate persona for public and for
that
themselves.
guy, The Rock is 100% fake. 100%, 100% curated. Yeah. 100%.
Okay, Dapo, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was not going to go as far as Red was. I do think he's a guy who doesn't like to be seen to have failed. I think he has a big ego. I would accept that, and I think he likes to massage his own ego. I think a lot of people in Hollywood do. I was saying what I was trying to say earlier, and I think to the kind of caught another what I was trying to say. I think the friendship between Rock and Kevin Hart is more of a Hollywood friendship that's been cultivated it's formed by that whole society of Hollywood society where, oh, you're so great, oh no you're great, oh no you're great, oh no you're great, the social side of your ass. It's not a street level friendship that's born in the trenches where. Sorry.
Oh no. Okay, it's not born in the trenches. I agree. It's not like you said.
I mean, it could be real. I think.
But they are mates. But they are.
What my point is, there are people you are friends with, and they are your friends. But how it's formed is formed in a different environment that leads to a different version of friendship. It's where I will always support you, even if I don't believe in you, or sorry, Kex, you were saying?
I said I understand where you're coming from now.
Yeah,
there
so
are
that's my
friends you
point.
had when you didn't have money.
Yes.
And the friends that you had
yes.
when you now had money and you were both comfortable. So there is a level.
Yes.
Yeah. I see.
I mean, I have friends that I met at a certain stage in my life.
What? Let's
let's close the door on the delusions and move forward.
There's still delusions. I mean, alt-world level delusion.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk us through my adventures with Superman episode 6?
My adventures with Superman episode 6. I think it was a really great episode.
Yes.
We had last week.
Did you use the word great or good? You said great.
I think it was genuinely
great.
It was really
okay. No, I just want to. I've not seen it. I just want to get an idea of how.
I used great,
highly
but it was genuinely really good. I had a lot of fun watching this episode from beginning to end. It had what's his name? Jimmy was supposedly kidnapped by Bigfoot, but it was the chimp, Monsieur Mala, and the Brain. You guys probably know them from Doom Patrol. If you've seen Doom Patrol, I think according to Kex, there are staples there on that show. So
yeah. What are you talking about? Oh, sorry.
Monsieur Mala.
Monsieur Mala.
Yeah.
And the Brain.
Yeah. So we get a brief origin story for them here. We get Clark and Lois coming in to try and rescue Jimmy. We get some very interesting conversations around friendships and knowing what's this thing called? Trusting your friend. Jimmy is still irritatingly clingy to his friends, but he's also genuinely nice. He knew Clark was Superman and he was waiting for him to tell him. And I think that's how you handle this case. In opposite way to Lois, who you get to confront immediately that why didn't you tell me, blah, blah, blah. I love those contrasts in their approaches to people because it was clearly contrasted with the way Jimmy handled it and the way Lois handled it. Superman's identity. Then you get Clark's sub-story about why he didn't say anything. And while for me, it's still a childish level show, but these characters actually really work well together. And the plot overall works well together for me. So yeah, overall, I think this is one of the better episodes of the show so far.
So, quick question. There was quick question. The general in this show, is that General Lane?
Definitely.
Okay. Because I've been thinking about
I
this since
think
the
so.
last.
I think so as well.
Yeah, I thought about. I've thought about it in the last episode that this is probably General Lane because they've never showed Lewis see him. So he's been this. Clark has seen him in his mind. Jimmy saw him on the simulator when they were talking to him, but they've never shown Lewis to see. So she'll probably be like, Dad, or something, whatever. So we get an introduction to Cadmus. Did you watch this episode? Episode 6?
Yes, I did indeed. I did.
What was your take?
I enjoyed it. I don't know about great in the way Tunde described it, but I did enjoy it. I did have one, and sometimes it's the little things that kind of stick in my craw a bit, and it's one that Tunde seemed to like that I didn't like. The whole when Jimmy said that he knew already, and he was waiting for Clark to tell him himself. I first thought, okay, fine, great. But then the more I think about it, I always allude to. So I was thinking to myself, like, if my friend had a secret that I'd find out, it depends on the type of secret. So let's say he was, I don't know, okay, let's say he was gay, and he was not out of the closet. But I kind of found out that he was not out of the closet. Yes, I would react the way Jimmy would. I won't say anything. I'll wait for him to come and tell him myself. Because I don't want to put him under pressure, and I don't want to out him. That's fine. But the kind of secret Superman had, in my mind, would be like a very positive thing. It's like, I found out that you are a multimillionaire. And I knew that. And you're hiding it from me. I would probably say, guy, you get money now. You think I don't know? Maybe you get that big book there. Why you hide? You think I want to chop your money? So I'll kind of, and I guess I'm seeing superpowers, him being Superman, as a great positive thing. So I'll probably be more likely, if I knew that, to say, "Oh, guy, you are Superman. I know." Now you just say, "What these people?"
So let me take it back a little bit here. So he said that from their freshman year, when the guy tried to open the door and he ripped up. So clearly the guy was like, maybe he just thought, this farm boy, what's it they chop for this? Their farms or what? But he'll have been seeing little things about Clark. He never. But when you're looking at something retrospectively and you're like, there was no Superman then when they were in college.
Yes, that's fine.
It's safe to say. Superman only came about maybe last few months.
Yep.
So it's not like it's not like he knew that he was. He just knew that there was something strange about this guy that this guy doesn't want to talk about. Maybe he was the subject of an and Jimmy is someone who is open to extraterrestrial experiments, blah 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 blah. So he was like, okay, maybe this guy is an escaped psychic or an escaped experiment. Let me not put him on the spot. He will tell me when he's ready. Mm-hmm. So I can get it that he will be like, I know his personality is a good personality. Whenever he feels comfortable, he will tell me. I just free up.
Yeah,
he will tell me.
Yeah, but it's been Superman for a few months, so you must have known for a few months that Superman.
100%.
No, but like, why would I confront?
I wouldn't confront him. I wouldn't
confront him. But
I wouldn't.
If it's my guy, I would.
Yeah.
Even if it's my guy, like when he's ready to talk, he'll come and talk.
He'll come and talk. Yeah.
Okay. So if it's
what would pay me? What would pay me is if you told your babe before you told me. Which is what happened.
That's why I understood Jimmy's specs.
He paid me.
He was annoyed at that.
Yes.
And I believe that annoying. That way, you come and tell me, you went to go and tell Jimmy. You went to go and tell Louis. I get that vex. But that you're annoyed and
yeah, but I enjoyed the show. I still enjoy it, and I actually sometimes look forward to watching it. It's not even a chore for me at all to watch this series.
Red, did you watch this episode? Red, did you see that?
No,
okay.
I haven't. So.
I'm
going to be so busy.
I'm going to be the grumpy guts here. I didn't enjoy it.
Why?
Beyond this part that we just talked about, where Jimmy said, and I've been praying for this, that the people who are close to him know, and they're like, okay, so what should we do now? I know now, as in why you talking. I love that. I've been saying to get the best out of us, let them know early. And I like the fact that they are not so stupid. Jimmy is not so stupid that he hasn't clocked that when Superman is here, you are not here. You look exactly the same without glasses. Same eye color, everything. So I'm not stupid. So I like that. Now, what I didn't like about this episode is I just didn't feel like anything was happening or moving anywhere. What is this? Okay, so we discovered now that the robots, the robots that have been since episode 1, I have actually somehow are tied to Superman or to his Kryptonian heritage or to his DNA or something. So it's not that they're here. You know, they almost in every episode that we've had them, they've appeared in one form or another. They might not be the main antagonist or something, but they kind of appear. That there is something about those robots that ties back into Superman's Kryptonian heritage or his legacy or his DNA. So that was something that we discovered. But you know, Monchomala and the Brain, they're funny, but this show is so, for me, it's just so childish. Like, I was like, it's so childish. Yeah, I know. I was hoping that I would be able to get over it. But in an episode like this, that I don't think enough happens, I just didn't enjoy this episode, guys. I didn't feel it at all. I was...
I expect it to be a serialized. I don't think this is going to be a serialized show. It takes me back to the times of all these 24 episode per season kind of show, where you have a lot of standalone episodes just going on, and then you have episodes where the main arc occurs and things happen.
Of course.
But I think this in that particular vein, even the old Superman cartoon and Batman cartoons, you have a lot of episodes where nothing really happens.
Yes, nothing really happens, but it feels to me, yeah, you're very right. We had a couple of those. But even the Batman episodes that nothing happened, even the Batman episode that, for example, where I think it was like all in a dream or something. Maybe it was Kevin Conroy's voice work. I don't know what it was that still held me captive. Even the episodes with Superman, the old Superman with Toy Master and stuff like Toyman, the standalone episodes. I just still got into it more than this. I don't know why. And I've been saying this as well, that this show is going to get better.
He's not
once wait now. Let me finish. That this show is going to get better once we get into the meat of it. Always say, Avatar, you know, that the last Airbender, that was, we start getting into the meat of it, where we have arcs that spread over several episodes. It's going to get, but I'm almost tired of waiting at this point. And some of the changes are very, very jarring. I find them very, very difficult to
I agree with.
To accept. You know, Slade Wilson. Slade Wilson? Yeah, Slade Wilson. Deathstroke is like, it's hitting me. I'm struggling with it. Dr. Ivo. Okay, I can.
I'm actually struggling more with Ivo than Slade.
Slade is because Slade. There's a clear age gap between. There's stuff that's happened to Slade that's made him the way he is. There's the whole one eye thing. You know, here he's got two eyes.
But
Waller is probably still the only thing that is like stable. That I'm like, okay, she remains the same.
I think there's a clear choice. I think there's a clear choice in the show.
Yes.
To go away from the usual designs. It's almost some of the characters you almost don't recognize them at all. You have to do double. So I think it's a choice, and you know what?
Yeah.
Let's see how they go. I've gotten over that now, so I've come to accept that I won't recognize most of these guys until they call their name out.
Really. I genuinely am trying, but this episode for me just I felt like I was so keen and so eager to start the episode, and then I finished it and I was like, really, that was it? Bonchomala and the Brain. Okay. All right. On to the next one, you know, and I don't know.
Maybe the story of Monsieur Mala and the Brain is not as engaging as it could have been.
Nice.
Like, if that story was a lot more engaging and we got more invested in it, then maybe it would have been different. But
yeah, you know, it's just a personal thing though. But yeah, I'll keep watching, and I still have faith in it. It's just, Yeah, I'm starting to wobble a little bit. Okay, let's grade this one and then we can jump into today.
3.
Okay, that one.
This one's about a 2.8 for me.
Okay. I gave it a 2 last week. I enjoyed last week's episode more than this one. But somehow talking about it, I'm more excited to talk about it than to even watch it. I'll give it a 2. It doesn't quality wise, it doesn't do anything bad. I'm just not quite where I should be with episode 6 of an animated cartoon about Superman. So okay, cool. Now on to that was favorite part of the show. That one.
Okay, so wait, before you guys start, I want to say something, please.
Yes. Go ahead.
Kex and Tunde, please,
Yeah.
and please do not interrupt Dapo. let him rip.
Okay.
Let him have his day in court. I want to hear this.
No, see, it's okay. So, guys, there's no need not to interrupt me. I'm not going to go on any big rant.
Like,
so listeners, I just want to talk about a particular comment that came out. It's now a couple of weeks ago now. It's been out at least 2 weeks. I think personally, it's one of the key moments in the history of mutants in the Marvel Universe.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
In the comics,
Very
and I think it's a very well done comic. Now this is where
I would interrupt, but continue.
Okay, go.
Okay. So basically, for listeners who don't know what I'm talking about, it's a comic called the Hellfire Gala. Hellfire Gala number 3. Well, it's the third one, but this is number
it's
1
the third
in
one, but
the
it's Hellfire is number 1, 2023.
Yeah, 2023. Now, quick history lesson for anybody who's not been following the X-Men. The X-Men now have moved to an island called Krakóa. Krakóa himself is a mutant, and they've moved to this island. It's now a nation called Krakóa. They've actually got another colony or offshoot on Mars, which is now called Arauco, which they colonized and transformed so that people are living on there. So we have these 2 mutant nations, basically, who've been interacting with the rest of the world. They've been giving people medicines that extend their life for 5 years, promising all sorts of stuff. Now, this has been going on for, I think, the best part of 2 or 3 years now. And this is where these guys, me and the guys on this pod, we had some nice debates on the merits of this new mutant nation. We've had some slight disagreements on how it's run. And basically what this issue, so now this issue's come out Hellfire Gala. And basically it heralds the fall of this era of mutant utopia, if you want to call it that. I never felt it was a mutant utopia. And I think this is where the disagreements will come in. But generally, that's how it's been presented to us, that this is mutants are free for once. They have their own government. They're not beholden to any human. They've got this great technology based on their mutant powers. They can travel around the world with these plant-based gates that Krakóa developed for them. It has been great. But personally, for me, it's always been a nation built on a false premise and built by people with dodgy histories and dodgy characters. But we'll come to that in a minute. What happens in Hellfire Gala? Every year, this nation holds this gala to invite the best of humanity to come and see what mutants can do for you. It's almost like an exchange. It's an exchange of ideas. It's also like them putting their best foot forward for the rest of the world.
It's literally what the US and other countries do when they have an embassy. They hold a gala, and then like the other ambassadors from the other countries will come there and they have a dinner or something. So that's
fair enough. Yeah, that's a great.
Sorry, go on.
No, that is a great description. Now, what is so great about this gala this year? Now, I've said to you for 2 years, the mutants have been reigning supreme with this new nation. It has not been all honey and cream. There have been people who do not like what was going on. So they've had enemies. So the main core enemy, I guess, is Orchis. which is a human organization who basically, yeah, they're racists. They're anti-mutant racists, and they've been using they use a lot of PR methods to point out how bad the mutants are, and in secret they've been making alliances with other people who are also, I guess, anti-mutants. There's a particular character called Myra McTaggart. I don't want to get into details. She used to be mutants. She lost her mutant powers. The mutants upset her, so she's now virulently anti-mutant. And she's also joined forces with Orchis. Basically, what is happening is during this gala, all the assembled enemies of mutant kind combined together and coordinated and did a attack the gala. And it was a devastating attack on the whole mutants population of Krakóa. And we're left to believe, I would say almost 95% of mutants have been killed, with some people resisting, and some people managed to escape at the last minute. Now,
Yep.
the way this attack is depicted to me, I think it's excellent. Not because I enjoy seeing people die, but it was a very brutal attack. It was a kind of attack you would expect you to do when you were at almost like a war that to decide the future of one species over the other, which is what Orchis kind of always presented it as. That it's humans versus mutants, and that one would have to give way to the other.
Yep.
Now, I know a lot of people, it makes me laugh, listeners, a lot of people got very upset with this issue, viscerally upset. Like, I've never seen anger from all these people who are mutant lovers, in air quotes.
Yeah, I knew that was what you were going to say.
No, mutant lovers.
Say my
Now,
foot. Don't go through corners. Stay direct.
mutant lovers. Now, now I know there's a lot of anger directed at me, more because they think I'm gloating and being very gleeful about the decimation of the mutants. But no, it's not that I was being gleeful. It's more about, it's almost like I was justified in, because I've been complaining about these people. Well, not these people, about the mutant leadership for a long time.
Now you're talking. You've been holding back. Let's go.
No, I have. I've always said that this whole Krakóa was built on shaky foundations. We had genocide people. We had criminals, homicidal maniacs. All of this as part of the ruling government of this new nation.
Secret killer squads.
Yes. So first of all, I was not comfortable with that. So, okay, if people say, "Oh no, it's the realities of life," which I can understand, but I think they went too far. Then we had our friend.
So,
and
my
we
friend say something.
fine.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes,
You're right. Sorry.
No,
I'll let you finish.
I'm okay.
I'll speak.
I'm okay for interruption.
Okay. So
Yes.
the thing is,
No, let him finish.
now I understand where you're coming from.
I've been holding my chest in. Let him finish.
All right. Okay, I'll let you finish. Too late to have stuff to say. Okay, finish. Go on. Built on shaky ground, criminals. Yeah.
Built on shaky grounds. They had Beast, and we had a whole podcast about the Beast and his behavior as part of him trying to make sure mutants succeed, and he's employed methods that even Hitler would be ashamed of. You know, yes, I said it. I went there. You know, the bottom line is. The bottom line is, Krakóa government is one of the shadiest governments that exists. Why are you guys laughing now? I don't like this at all.
I'm not laughing. Don't worry.
Okay, I don't like this at all. You know. And what also annoys me is you have Cyclops, and I don't want to attack Cyclops, but Cyclops is the enabler of this shitty government, and he tries to portray himself as this Boy Scout good guy. No, you are Savior's child soldier. You've been from childhood, you've been brainwashed, brought up in an environment to think that this guy, everything he does is right. When we know it's not. So now, this issue with what's happened, I actually think it's a good thing for mutants itself. Because maybe they might look about, oh, where are the mistakes we made? Remember, and I always go back to this, and it's funny that they mention this. The very first time they established this mutant and they had the first gala, Magneto, I mean, of all people, for Magneto to be in the face of your new nation was stupid. He announced to the world that humans, you now have new gods.
Yeah.
This was his announcement to the world. What on earth did he think was going to happen? Knowing humans.
Yeah.
So for me, we're
That
now in a
was-
situation where
That was bad.
yeah, go on. Yeah. So you
That
want
was
to
bad.
make a
That was
comment
bad.
on that?
That was
No. We're just saying that was bad.
Oh, okay,
That was
okay.
that was
Okay.
megalomaniac, but yes.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was, but the fact that they allowed him to say that because he was part of the council and nobody really wanted to, because that council was almost like a compromise from the very beginning, and it was a compromise that, in my views, led to the downfall. Now, then, so guys, at the end of this comic, Lord was dead. Now, Kitty Pryde survives, and 2 years ago, when they created this new nation, especially with these new gates that lead to everywhere, the one mutant who could not use these gates was Kitty Pryde. For some reason, she could not use these gates. Part of the attack on Hellfire Gala was they corrupted these gates, so that none of the mutants can now use them afterwards. Inversely, surprisingly, this now means Kitty, who could not use them before, can now use them. So she seems to be the one mutant alive who can now go in and out of these gates and use it to attack her enemies. And in, I think, the next issue, she does. There's an X-Men. I can't remember what, X-Men 25. She's now gone back to the old Shadowcat ways, like ninja, like all the training skills she got from Wolverine, her ninja training came to the forefront. And I've never seen, in my view, Kitty Pryde as badass as this in a long time. Long time.
Really?
Yes, I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that issue. You know, because
Okay.
it's kind of a reaction I expect from a mutant who's gone through that trauma to revert back to that kind of persona. It's almost like the Clint Barton in the MCU after the blip type of scenario. So she's gone really AWOL.
Okay. That's okay.
Okay. Now, what thing I want to mention is also, as part of this attack on the Hellfire Gala, Jean Grey is killed. But at the moment of her, just before the moment of her death, she uses a great power to basically put some pieces in place to try and create the resistance. One of the pieces he puts in place, which I think I'm really so interested in finding out how this works out, is she made Firestar a traitor to every other mutant, but she's not. So the enemies of the mutant kind think Firestar was on their side and has always been on their side for a long time. She basically retroactively affected their mind so that they think. But now every mutant hates Firestar, and any mutant that's alive are going to be gunning for her, and yet she's not a traitor. I'm really intrigued how that's going to play out.
Okay.
Now I will allow you guys to come in with your thoughts before I go too far.
Before you go too far,
I'm not starting now. I'm not starting now. I'm being gentle.
Today.
no, Kex, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. You said about Krakóa and the origin of Krakóa as a nation.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
and I'm one of these people that has been telling you that just about all nations are built on blood. There's no way you can have your own, because the one thing we do have, the most limited thing that we have on this planet more than anything is Earth, is land.
Yep.
So in order for you to stake a claim to a piece of land, you always have to kill for it. Now, you say
but
that
in this case, yeah, go on. Okay.
No, so you say that the leaders of this
Yeah.
mutant land are corrupt in the first
Mm.
place, right?
Not,
So now,
not
if
even
you
corrupt. They're evil.
okay, they're compromised. They're evil. Okay, so they
Yes.
have. This is why they have a circle of what 12, 16 people.
Correct. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
those 12 or 16 people, how can you point to that you can say, okay, are bad? Don't get me wrong. There are some bad ones. Yes. Who are the evil ones that you can say? Evil. Let's go
Right.
for
Okay.
evil. Wait. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I want you to
You know,
name
it's not fine.
evil ones.
While you're talking,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the list of the 12
The
up.
list. Okay. I want the evil ones. I want the compromised ones, and then I will assume everyone else is not bad. Okay.
Okay.
So evil, I can go with Sinister.
Okay.
I can start with Apocalypse.
He
Okay.
wasn't evil in
Right.
this entire run, but okay,
No, he
continue.
was. I'm giving that one because historically he's been a genocidal. I want to eradicate only the strongest of the weak. Blah 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 blah. So let's say historically he's an evil character. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's give him that one. So that is 2. Who else do we have that's evil?
Okay. Sorry.
Evil.
I'm not. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. So yeah.
I'm
So
just
just say
getting the list.
Krakóa
I'm
Council
just.
or something. Okay, yeah.
Krakóa Council.
So
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
you
Okay.
call out the list? Can you call out the list? Can you read out the list?
Right. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh,
I'm gonna
Yes.
call
okay, I'll list the 12 with original 12 or
The original 12 is what I want. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Xavier,
Yep.
Yes.
Right. Sorry. As I listen to them, can I make a comments on them, please?
Okay.
Yes. I want evil, compromised, or bad. Go on. That today now
Okay.
name.
What's the difference between evil and bad?
Say
No,
yeah to
evil and
me.
compromised. Evil, compromised, and then not bad. Not bad. As in, I'm a good guy.
Say yeah to me.
Yes.
Say that to me at best is compromised. I've got big issues with
Compromised.
how you operate.
So
Yes.
are you
Compromised.
compromised? You're saying compromised. Agreed. I agree with that.
Compromised,
Go on.
yes.
Today, next.
Okay, Magneto.
Evil.
No.
Genocidal. Yep.
No. He is doing it to protect his people. What do you mean he's genocidal? He's literally doing it to protect humans. To protect mutants.
He has become. He's a perfect example of he's become his enemy.
He's fighting against him.
Today, am I being crazy here saying that he's not evil? He's compromised.
No.
He's someone that
No, he's evil. He's not
bad
compromised.
I don't
He's had
believe.
to do. Okay, so
I
what
don't
do you say?
He's killed.
Yeah.
He's
I don't
killed.
believe Magneto is evil.
He's not.
You don't believe he's evil.
He is not. He is
Okay,
not.
so let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Do you believe the Nazis are evil?
Who?
Yes,
the Nazis.
yes, I do.
Who?
Yes, I
I
do.
didn't.
The
Nazis.
German Nazis.
The people who
World War
killed
II, Nazis.
all those millions of Jews
Yes.
in the Holocaust
Oh,
across
Nazis, yes.
Europe. Yes.
Okay,
I
so
do.
what's the difference between Magneto and the Nazis?
What's the difference between
Are
a
you
freedom
joking?
fighter
Are
and
we
an
really? Are you serious?
No.
No,
I asked you. I asked you.
What's the difference
Wait,
between a freedom fighter and an
I asked you. No, I asked you if Nazis are evil.
Yes.
You said yes.
Yes.
Magneto believes in mutant supremacy and is willing to kill everybody else for it.
What? No.
Magneto
not
has
really
been pushed.
everybody else for
He wants to just leave us alone.
Magneto has always been a leader.
Magneto has been a part of Asteroid M, a part of Avalon, a part of Utopia, a part of Genosha. Leave me alone. He's always leave us alone.
And
If
it's
you don't
always
leave
been
us
part
alone,
of.
I will turn your.
Will.
The thing is, sorry, 1 second. That one, sorry. I will turn your weapons against you. If Magneto wanted to eradicate the world, he would have.
He's tried to, and he's been stopped by his savior.
No,
He's very
yes, he has tried to.
Thank
He
you.
has.
So yeah,
To be fair.
yes,
But he's trying to always as a response. Always as a response.
No.
Will you leave us?
No. Retcon. His very first appearance was not as a. It was not as a response to anything.
Oh,
When he attacked the nuclear air bases.
Okay,
Which
you know
first
what?
response?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's talking
Let's
about
move-
his first.
let's move on and list the entire
Okay, go on.
All right, sorry. Okay.
Magneto, Apocalypse.
Apocalypse is evil for me. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I'm actually even thinking about that. Okay.
For the economic aspect is Emma Frost,
Compromised.
Sebastian, and Kit.
Sebastian is the criminal. I don't know what compromised criminal. Yep.
Yeah.
Kate Pride, I'm
He's
happy
a-
with.
Sebastian is a businessman.
No.
Same. Emma.
He's a
Yeah.
businessman. That's why I won't call him evil. He's just for profit.
But
So he's
it's
not
yeah, yeah. So I won't call him evil. I'll call him compromised.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
on everything. Yeah. Okay, Pride.
The-
I'm fine
yeah.
with.
Kitty good.
Oh.
Kitty good.
Good. Yeah. Good.
We have
Good. Yeah. Very
Storm,
good.
Nightcrawler.
Sorry, who?
Good. Storm, Nightcrawler, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yes. Agreed. All those three.
And then the Mystic, Exodus, and Sinister.
Okay, so
You quickly ran through all of them. Even you quickly ran through all of them.
Wait today.
Okay, like this was divided into 4 groups. Let's just for context.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go on.
Divided into 4 groups. We have the leaders, the founders of this thing, Xavier,
Yep.
Magneto, and then
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
You can't start
Yep.
a mutant country and not put Apocalypse as one of the biggest leaders, because he has always been one of the biggest leaders of mutant kind throughout history. You have the
Yes.
economic team, the people that handle the economics and relationship with
Yes.
outsiders. Emma,
Yes.
Sebastian, Kitty Pryde. You have the
Okay.
X-Men. This is like the how will I put it now? The guard, the checkpoint against any. These are supposed to be the checkpoint against any activities of.
That's fair. That's
So
fair.
no
That's
matter
fair.
what the
Yes.
best, no matter what these are the ones that are supposed to keep them in line. You have
Yes.
Storm,
Almost like the judiciary. Yes.
and then you have leaders of other mutant factions. Because this is not just the X-Men saying, "Oh, we are imposing our will on everybody." These are
Yes.
leaders of their own right, of their own factions that come
Okay.
in with a great deal of
Yes.
power and influence.
Yes.
That-
Yes.
Yeah, so you have Mystic.
But yeah,
That's it.
Mystique is what? Is she evil or compromised?
Compromised.
She's compromised almost borderline evil to me. I think
Almost
she's
to the
evil.
point of evil, but let's put her compromised, yeah?
Right.
Yeah,
Tell me her
but she,
compromised.
because you might just say she's one of those amoral types more than
yes,
evil.
yeah, exactly. Not more than pure evil.
So-
Okay. So Exodus?
Yeah.
What is he?
And
What is
Yeah.
Exodus?
Exodus is to me, he's the scariest of them all. He's a fanatic.
No, he's a fanatic, but what is he?
No, to me, it's a compromised fanatic.
Okay, so
it's
compromised. Okay, so
Yes.
compromised. Fine.
so
So
and
sinister, evil.
Yes.
necessary.
Yes. No, don't get me wrong. So now we have three evil members,
Sorry.
5 compromised members, and we have 4.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that statement?
Necessary.
No, he's yes. That but wait. He's actually the most necessary for what they were trying to do.
So
He's actually the most necessary person for what they were trying to do.
that's
Why?
what
For the science that they needed. They
So
had
that's
to make
cool.
that deal with him. I don't understand. Like, this is what I don't understand.
What-
Why are you struggling with? They needed Sinister for what they needed.
For what? Yeah, no, tell me. Tell me what they needed more.
that it
No,
was
no,
Actually, you're telling me-
for the resurrection
For all-
protocols, he has. Oh, sorry.
all
Tunde.
the samples. He
He
was
has
with all
the
samples,
material,
collecting the
genetic
material.
material.
Yeah,
Right.
now.
So okay. So let me stop you right there.
Yes.
Why do you need the material that he had? You have enough mutants. It's because you wanted to bring every single mutant that's died in the past that maybe you didn't have. No. Why? You didn't. That's not a necessity.
That's it.
Because you can't do something, that means they had to do it. You had enough mutants there that you could take
That's
them
all.
samples and safeguard those ones going
That's all.
forward.
If you
So
have
it
the
was not.
opportunity, if you have the
No.
opportunity
Wait.
to safeguard
Yeah,
people
go
that are living now and bring them back by keeping their genetic samples and all of that, because Sinister is the one with that. Was the one with that.
No. See, if they're living now, that means you could gather the samples. You don't need Sinister to gather those samples. That's my point. You need a Sinister for those ones who were dead and you did not have the samples. So he was not an absolute necessity.
Also,
It was the ego of, we're going to bring every mutant back. I mean, you need him.
there's another point
Okay.
why I did him. Because if you remember the past lives that they saw, kicking Sinister out made him work against them even worse than keeping him in.
Oh, good one today.
So there was also that part of constitution.
Good one
Okay,
today.
and
Compromise that. Okay,
yes,
bring
that's
him
all.
on board.
If you are
Otherwise,
if you are building a nation like what they were trying to do for all mutants,
exactly.
you are
Sorry,
building
pause,
for
please.
everybody.
You cannot segregate
You
some
cannot
mutants.
say
You
exactly.
cannot segregate some
No.
mutants. Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
And we've seen the fruit of this. When your fruit
No,
is
this is
75%,
we'll get there.
75%. Wait. When your fruit is 75% rotten,
It's not
from the beginning.
75%.
It's
It's
not
not 75%. It's not
we've done the
75%.
math already now. We've done
We
the
did the
math
math now.
now.
Yes, it was 3 are corrupt. It's 3 are corrupt. 3 out of 12 is 25%.
Mate, do you want me to enter this
12.
podcast and headbutt you? So out of all the people, I'll say corrupt, evil. It's only 3.
No,
out of
you said
12.
compromise. You said compromise now. Compromise and
Yeah,
corrupt is different now. Why you adding the 2
At
now?
most, it's 4 over
No,
12.
I'm adding the 2. Evil, corrupt,
How can you
compromise.
add the 2
Wait.
now?
You have a council where 25% is good.
More than 25%.
33%.
More than
What do you
25%.
think?
Compromise cannot be under
33.
good though, because if you're compromised, that means
Thank you.
you can't.
No, but you are in between. You can be swayed either
No.
way. You
No,
do
no,
something.
if you say
Okay.
No, if you're compromised, that means you can't stick to your values though.
Red, but
Yes.
red, but no.
No,
How
see, we
can you
have
say someone
Storm,
like
Nightcrawler, Jean, we have Kate, we have Emma on this council.
Emma is compromised.
Emma
Emma is compromised? Emma is compromised.
Yes,
We're saying
yes.
because she's done some bad things in the
Yes.
past that are proper bad.
So
And even now, she
No,
will do it now.
that's why. But Emma is someone who will give her last blood for Krakóa. You know this, based on this. For
No,
her
but see,
Hellions,
okay.
for the mutants.
And I'm not disputing any of that.
That does not change compromise.
The second set of Apocalypse, second episode of Magneto. I'm not disputing that.
Exactly.
The point
And
is,
it's
when you
the
compromise.
same Magneto that you're comparing to
Dapo.
Nazis.
Okay, let me not use Kirk's
Yes.
standard thing.
Yes, because it was. They're gone.
Let me not
Sorry,
use
today.
compromise and all of this.
Yep.
For building a mutant leadership country, for building a mutant country, how many of these people here do you think are not fit to be on this table? You call people like Sinister, yes. You call someone like maybe Shaw, maybe, because Shaw will sell out to the ISP there. But there is nobody here on this list that was not committed to the vision of building Krakóa. Will you say?
Yeah, but again, my point is, if you're using rotten, if you're okay, let me not get the percentages. Let me not get percentages.
Yeah.
If you have even 50% ingredients that are bad ingredients, when you bake the cake will be shit now.
Then every human nation should have been genocided by now. If that's by your logic you are going through.
Sorry, say that again.
Every nation. Every nation now should be.
Yes,
should be
if you love that. Oh, if you have rotten eggs.
well, there's no nation that says good.
To be true, yeah, but to be true, that it's the truth. Like America now, let's take the most powerful nation example. America is not a good nation.
No,
They're the number one nation.
no, I agree.
But they're not. So what I was saying about mutants, I don't know why people will get so upset about it.
We're getting
No,
upset
you
about
say it like there was an alternative to, because if
yeah, go on.
if these people did not come
Mhm.
together, band together to create this nation, and we were
Yes.
waiting for the good ones, the Storms, the Kitties, the goody two shoes to come together, there would never be a place that the mutants would be safe.
Right. So when they put that council, and this is what I'm saying, you do not have to. You people say, oh, you do not have to have Sinister. You do not have to have Apocalypse. You do not have to have him.
You don't need Apocalypse.
Having Magneto.
You need
No,
Apocalypse.
you didn't.
I need Apocalypse.
You
But
didn't.
the power and authority.
If you don't
Especially
agree
with
for
your
Apocalypse to
Arab
join.
Sorry.
Now,
And
remember that they're also doing a lot of this based off of the past lives of Moira, where she said there have been instances where she worked only with
Yes.
Charles. It
Yes.
broke down. There are instances she worked only with Eric. It didn't
Yes.
work. There are instances she worked only with Apocalypse.
It
It
Yes.
didn't work. So
Yes.
why not? Because if you side with just one faction, the others are not going to support you or protect you or come and help you.
I
You
remember.
have to bring everyone together.
That's fine. But remember, you always say she made.
Yeah, well,
They never win. The mutants never
so
win.
they should give up. I said, what are you saying, bro?
Oh,
So
No,
they shouldn't fight
wait,
for their
if you're not-
existence.
You've gone through. I think she went through about 10. I can't remember how many she went through.
9 or
Nine.
something. Yeah, but
Not over 9. And they never won any.
So
Why do you think?
I don't understand. Yeah.
I didn't say I should give up.
Okay.
Why not go for the goody two shoes efforts?
They did. That was
Who is the goody two shoes? Who?
They've done it. They showed us the life where
No.
they showed us that life. That
It was always that had with Savior. It was always Savior was in that crew as well. Anyway, bottom line is
oh god.
this thing has now. Yeah, go on.
This argument about who the leadership is, who they are,
Yes.
who they not, I think it's completely irrelevant to what happened story-wise. This particular story, the building of Krakóa, I think is, for me, the most important comic book event, the most single that has happened in decades in comic. We've not had something as groundbreaking. I can dare you to point me something as groundbreaking as what they've done with Krakóa in comics.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Yes.
I do not disagree. Yep.
It's singularly brilliant in that it's something that can become, that is supposed to be a fixture. It's supposed to be like Madrid or a fixture of comics going forward, like if done well. And it's also a generation of like a lot of ideas are going to come from this. A lot of brilliant storytelling is going to come from this. The whole that was issue with all the leadership, you can tell a lot of wonderful stories around it. You can do a lot of beautiful things around it. So this particular comic that happened is particularly vile. I use that word vile to me. Like that's how I describe it.
I love it.
Because it's irritating now.
It glorified the fall of these mutants in
Now,
a way that I did not find acceptable. I will not.
Yeah.
Can I make a statement?
No, wait, let me finish. Okay.
No, let me ask you a question. Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you believe? Well, okay, no. Don't you believe that the seeds of this fall were
your
pre-planned?
audio is cutting out. Your audio is.
There's no seeds of this fall anything anywhere. You built
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
And Dapo.
Yes. Okay.
The seeds of this fall was sown in the beginning. Seeds of every nation's fall was sown in the beginning. I don't know the idea about it.
Okay. I'm just saying.
When you started it, is that X-Men, the mutants in this world, they've gone through series of destruction, devastation. We've seen this storyline repeat over and over again. They've tried things, it has failed. They've tried solutions, it didn't work. They've always been haunted. Like, this book was watching them win at least one in a way that seemed permanent. You can have
so what I meant they sowed the seeds. Sorry, I didn't mean in terms of in a nation. I meant the writers were pre-planned this fall from the very beginning. Is what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, the writers planned this fall. If they planned this fall from the very beginning, they didn't do it. I don't think you should have done this way. You could have seen there are a lot of things you could have done in this particular storyline, like the fall of X, the fall of mutants, without going ahead to pretend to kill every single body in that thing. You could have had them lose face internationally. You could have had all the mutants to relocate them to Krakóa or something. There are several ways you can do this particular storyline without saying, we are going to do another genocide for all mutants again. It's like, it's the laziest thing, and it's very irritating because this particular storyline with Krakóa made a big deal about the atrocities of mutant kind, like the M-Day massacre, what happened in genocide. It made a big deal of how much of an atrocity this has been. And then you go back in and do the exact same thing and return the X-Men to the exact same format it had been for years, where you are just slaughtering mutant kind by. I mean, it was
a slaughter, and I found it very distasteful.
We've had issues in we've had things in comics and in movies where the good guy loses completely. Endgame, Infinity War ended with the Avengers being dusted. We've had storylines where people lose completely, but none of those storylines has been as irritating and disgusting as this particular storyline has been. Like, as I was reading it, I was completely pissed off because then again, you said, this attack was very brilliant. It was stupid to the max. There are so many ways that they have done. There are so many actions that they could have taken in that attack to have turned the tide. Are you telling me Xavier is so stupid that the threat of what's this thing called will kill humans is enough for him to send all mutants to their destruction and he won't know? Or they didn't have any other preparation, no other protection against the attack by what's their name? Ochis and the rest of them.
Let's talk a little bit about this attack. So what happens? They're at the gala. and at the gala each year they choose a new roster of X-Men.
Yeah.
Correct.
So at this gala, after they had selected the group, those guys came to the center, and then out of the sky falls Nimrod. So Nimrod basically enters the atmosphere at terminal velocity. We're led to believe faster than the speed of thought, and then slams into the X-Men that have been selected, killing just about all of them. He gets attacked by Iceman. He's getting his ass handed to him. And then he has some sort of nano napalm or something, which he injects Iceman with. Iceman melts Bobby's out of the game. That's another Omega out. And then I think Juggernaut hits Nimrod into the ocean or something. And then out of the Krakóa gates march the Orcus henchmen, right? Who basically start shooting at the mutants. You know, it's a massacre. Jean is trying to help save the mutants and the humans, and then Moira McTarget sneaks up behind her and stabs her with a dagger made of Brightswell. Right? Which is like something from Otherworld that kills mutants and takes their powers or something.
Like how?
I agree. I mean, I don't understand. Yeah, but no, I don't understand how. This is why Jean Grey will always be very annoying to me. As powerful as you are, you don't have a shield around you all the time. You have somebody actually sneak up and stab you with something. I mean, you are stopping people from falling, and you don't think to have a shield around yours. It should be. If I was me, it would be second nature. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I put a shield around myself.
So you're complaining about a characteristic of Jean Grey that's been well established.
That she's careless and stupid? Yes. Because I expect by now that she shouldn't be careless and stupid. It shouldn't be a thing that a person that's that powerful can be killed by. That's the definition of what Wale was the last canon.
What you asking her? What you said she didn't do? She's never done it before.
Protect herself in a TK bubble or in a TK shield. Jean hasn't done it before.
How many times has she done it? She doesn't walk around with that unnaturally.
Stupid and dumb like that.
Yes.
But Dapo, these mutants have been invaded by Inhumans before. We've seen their might against Inhumans. We've seen the way they fight Inhumans. We saw that epic that battle was a few months ago. Are you telling me this force we saw from Orcus is enough to neutralize the mutants like that, the way they did? Like a lot of mutants were completely missing or completely non-existent throughout the entire battle. In as short as it happened, they came in and they were already neutralizing everybody left, right, and center. We had a rogue in this battle.
It was contrived, I bet.
Surgical strike. Surgical strike.
It was contrived, please.
That's the problem. It wasn't a surgical strike. See,
strike.
I won't be as pissed as I was if they did an intelligent way this battle happened, but they didn't. It was stupid. It was completely stupid.
So they get attacked. The way they even took out Bobby, I'm like, so you're standing there talking to this guy instead of you to shout to freeze the guy's whole circuitry. You're still talking that I'm Omega, I am Bobby. And I'm like, okay. No. So Jean gets stabbed, and while she's dying, she plants the suggestion to she first of all tells what's her name?
Firestar.
The girl that shoots microwaves, Firestar, that look, I'm going to plant a hypnotic suggestion, for lack of a better word, inside Sinister's mind to make him believe that you are his mole within the X-Men. Right? I wait. And that all mutants will hate you because they will assume that you are actually the mole that made, that opened the gates and let these people come in, and you will be our secret weapon, blah, blah, blah. Why doesn't she tell anybody else? Why doesn't she tell Emma? Or why doesn't she let somebody else know that, look, she's working? Like, why is it literally just, if she has the time to tell Firestar that, Firestar, you're going to be a spy, implants this in Sinister's mind. Why doesn't she tell a few other people? Kitty, tell like 3 people.
She has time to implant Sinister's mind to change his mind about something.
And she couldn't change his mind to do something to help them.
So
there's a difference between planting a small little memory.
What is the difference?
Than overtaking the body to do something differently.
No, it's the same memory.
The biggest
why not plant memory in Sinister's mind that, Sinister, you've always been a spy for us. What's
No,
the difference?
that's not memory. No. That's a memory. That's you change his personality. That's not the same person in memory.
Just a memory that Sinister, you mess with these guys and your entire plan was to double cross these people.
No, because that's not his personality. It's like saying
That is
upon
what-
memory that I used to kill people. That's not my personality.
that
His
is-
personality was
His personality is always betrayed.
his core being at the moment is to betray the mutants. That's a lot of change than just once suggest that the change he made is in line with what he's doing. So I can understand that.
Why is
the biggest
Xavier such a weak in this one? The way they don't even Xavier is supposed to be one of the most powerful surgical telepaths, and here he ever since he's just been on this council, he has just been he's just a database. That's all he does. He just records thoughts and just stores it in his there are any number of ways that they could have turned this around. I was disappointed, and the way they even took out magic, had teleportation, gone like that. I was like,
but
these are some of the most powerful mutants.
Blame Hickman for that, because that was his
part.
The neutralization of all magic. That because they put those characters, those I guess god characters that are coming to do that.
No, I'm talking. No, I'm talking about. I think the ones that neutralized magic.
It's those two new characters, those two gods that they've been talking about.
Okay.
So we don't know how Orcus made an alliance with them, or I mean, they start showing them in other comics now, but I've not got a full explanation.
Dapo, beyond all of
the first part is the biggest issue for me in this comic. You guys have never mentioned it. To me, the biggest issue in this comic is the whole Ms. Marvel thing.
No, I don't even care about that. That's a non-issue.
Do you know why? Do you know why that's not an issue?
It's not an issue.
Why?
I genuinely don't care.
What's happening with Ms. Marvel and
everything?
I genuinely don't care. See, it's not. It doesn't affect my enjoyment or anything about what. She can go and do whatever the hell she wants.
I find that the biggest issue because how they explain both Kamala and Ms. Marvel coming back. And they want to change the parents' memory. The whole thing stinks.
Nobody cares about you.
You don't care. I care.
You care. You care about the most rubbish things possible. See, the idea of the X-Men, and this is what bothers me. The idea of the X-Men going back to their roots of we're hiding and vigilantes. It's like taking several steps backwards. I stopped reading Spider-Man when he stole this company, when he destroyed this company willy-nilly. And this reminds me of that on a bigger scale. It's like you finally move these guys through character progression. They've gotten somewhere. And you're now taking them back to storylines that we no longer enjoy. Storylines that you've done and dusted these kind of things. Let's move on. Let's go on.
No, I actually think these storylines will be great storylines going forward now. A lot of people will enjoy them.
That's what I've told you.
I'd like to ask. Yeah,
I'm not going to read again. Like this day.
I'd like to ask. What is it that you brushed over something that I don't understand, and I've always wanted to ask this. What does Moira want?
She's just a mad.
So at this point, she's just a spiteful person at the moment. She's just spiteful.
Okay.
She wants the end of mutants. She's really gone a whole 180.
I see. How convenient. Now, it's same thing. What does Abigail Brand want?
Another mad woman.
Because I say this to say these are some of the things that they've been showing these seeds of the fall of mutant, compromised Beast. So Beast now has gone full crazy, stolen the point, which is a part of Krakóa, hacked the cerebral sword, stolen one of the cradles, gone off book, and when it was brought to the council were like, leave him for now, it's not our concern, don't worry, we'll be fine. Because they brought this to the council. Wolverine did, and he said, look, has cloning technology, has been brainwashing people, has had billions, was torturing people off planet, and Xavier said, "Nah, leave it. It's all right. We'll deal with it later." These are some of the things that are just so incredibly inconsistent and so ridiculous to me that I'm like, did Xavier become a retard? Sorry for that one.
I think it's always been an
So
idiot.
so Beast full crazy. Abigail Brand
Yep.
traitor / we don't know what she wants. Moira full on crazy bitch traitor. Like
Yep.
things, I don't know. Things just kept going bad and bad and bad for this little island. I'm like, let them live. It's this one, Krakóa. Yeah, I'm not a fan, guys. Not a fan at all. So what? 95% of the mutants? No, probably more.
Well,
maybe even 97 or
no,
so.
I want to revise that figure because I forgot.
Yeah.
I was in 95% of meters on
Earthbound. Earthbound. Yeah.
No, Krakóa, not even Earthbound.
No, are you
Krakóa.
sure? I think he also told
So,
mutants
all mutants
around the world to go to their nearest gate.
Not everybody. Not
No.
So the
No.
rest of the mutants around the world that didn't go, Archers has been transporting them to Mars and just dropping them in Mars.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's what they did. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so and basically emptied Krakóa of all the mutants, save the X-Men who had the red triangle.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it is a big chunk. I'm guessing it's a big chunk of the mutants that exist on planet Earth.
Anyway,
Mars has the whole raft of their own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
And they go for a civil war. Yeah, go on.
this kind of story, if it was Wakanda that got decimated like this, how would you react?
Well, we've had it before. We've had Nemo did it.
No,
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Like, completely genocided, like everybody killed in Wakanda like this.
Yeah, I would like it, but I don't think Wakanda would have deserved it. I would have think Wakanda.
So this people deserve it.
No. Well, that's a bit harsh. Well, I would not like with Wakanda. I wouldn't think it was because the leadership were compromised. So I'll be more against that. But things happened. I mean, when it happened, when Nemo did it, fine, it was not everybody. As a story, I thought, but what I want is Wakanda to come back, to fight back. And that's what I want the mutants to. I'm fully expecting the mutants to fight back and come back again. Nations always go through ups and downs in the early years.
What happened in Wakanda, where they attacked a city of Wakanda and killed a lot of mutants, and then we are waiting for them to respond. There's a big tragedy going on.
Yes.
I'm perfectly fine with that kind of storyline.
Yes.
But what they did here is different. They completely wiped out this country, wiped everybody away. And
yes, a bulk of it. Yes, I agree. But but there's still some people left to fight back.
Wait. Imagine they wiped out in the entire Wakanda, and we're having a storyline of only T'Challa and Shuri saying, "Oh, we're going to go and fight back."
Please, no. They kill Shuri, and they kill Shuri and maybe Okoye, and then you got T'Challa left and Ayer and a few other people.
Okay, we are the remaining voice of Wakanda, and we're going to
listen. They can kill your. I understand your favorites, the people you find have been killed. Nobody likes that.
It's not about.
But sometimes it happens in the storyline. I might get bastards, but then I'll carry on reading as long as it's a good story. I'll carry on reading. Thor's go through this. Yeah, go on.
Sorry.
Look at Ragnarok. Look at Endgame. If you told me that that's where the people that died have died and they are gone, and that's the end of the story, I will still think that story is a good story. Those stories are good stories because the way the story is told, the way the tragedy is told, it's not senseless. It's not completely. How do I put that? It doesn't cross the line in terms of there's a level you get when you're writing bad things happen to good people that it stops being interesting and just becomes tedious and annoying to read about. Because look at what this guy did for DC. What's his name? Tom Taylor with the death of the DC universe. His arc where he basically killed everybody in DC. And they went to go and start a new world. As bad as that tragedy was, and it still annoys me in some way, there was still a lot of good storytelling being done. It was handled well. This, and even at that level, I still didn't really enjoy it as much. But in this one, you are acting back on tropes that you've done over and over again. And
Have you
instead of
have you
you
did you read X-Men 25?
I read and I hated it. I hated X-Men 25. As I was flipping through the pages of X-Men 25, I was vexing because it's like this is the template we are having going forward. We are having the mutants back in their what's this thing called? Hiding from the government, hiding in secret while being hunted.
literally in the sewers.
Yes,
Literally in the sewers.
literally in the sewers. Like we've gone back to the past 10, 15, 20 years of seeing X-Men being pushed. And
I'm
I'm
loving
saying,
it. I'm loving it.
no, it's bad. It's really bad. It's not something I want to see as a story going forward. Please.
Okay, so let me ask a question.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna score this, if you're gonna rank this comic,
Yeah.
with your Vex, could you put your Vex aside to rate it objectively?
Which one? Which one?
Hellfire Gala.
If I,
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, if you were to rate it objectively, forget that you don't like the storyline they're presenting to you because you think it's a resetting of tropes.
Okay. So let me objectively. I just assume I don't have any real stake or love for the mutants. I think they were taken out too easily.
Okay.
These are like weapons of mass destruction that people with guns were just shooting pew 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 pew.
Okay.
You know, I would give it like maybe a 3.2 out of 5 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, because all in all, I hate what it stood for and what it did, but in terms of how it was written, okay, I'll give it like a 3.2 out of 5.
Okay. Tunde?
objectively removing all my bias and all my hate and just looking at what was written, the storyline, and
That's a lot of hate.
Yeah. I'll give it a 1.5 over 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
With my bias, it gets a 0 from me because it's telling a story that I don't find interesting in any way. It's like destruction is easy. You can like writing the destruction of a completely distinct. It's very easy to do. Anybody can do that easily. It's
But
not.
I fully
It's what
expect Krakóa to come back. No,
what
I fully expect Krakóa to survive this.
I like. It might survive, but with the way X-Men editorial is going, I feel like they might want to. I won't be surprised if they want to return back to the roots of the X-Men in preparation for movies in the coming years, where we have the small squads of X-Men and mutants being hunted to build up that storyline to the classic X-Men back in time for movie, and that's part of what is vexing me about this storyline. So
So wait, hang a minute. In
yeah.
MCU, do we have a timeline yet for X-Men? I know we've got one for the FF.
No.
Do we have a timeline for any mutants yet?
No, not
No.
yet. No, but I think they've
No.
confirmed this woman is a mutant now. Kamala is a mutant.
In the comics, yeah.
So
Oh
they
yeah.
already
Depends. Even in the show, in the end of the show, they use the
they
word
said she was a mutant.
mutation.
So I feel like all these storylines they are trying to move them in that particular direction to get them ready for what's this thing called? X-Men in future. Like it's there's I think there's a spring event coming up in spring for what's this thing called for mutants and all of that, where they might return. But honestly, with this kind of storytelling, I'm not sure. I've said it before. That if this thing happens and it stays in any way forward, I'm not reading X-Men again. I'm done. I think I'm absolutely done with the X-Men books for now. I've stopped reading X-Men. Here's how bad it was. I'd stopped reading X-Men for decades. I think the last X-Men run for years. The last X-Men run I read was the one where they came from the past to the future. And when that one after a few volumes of that, I stopped and I gave up because prior to that I wasn't reading X-Men. After that I wasn't reading X-Men because X-Men storylines have always been the same. Almost the same thing, almost the same kind of what is this thing called?
Yeah, but that's the nature.
Persecution, running.
I'm tired of the persecution complex.
Yeah, I'm tired of it.
And going back to it, it's not something I want to see.
Well, over the next couple of weeks, over the next few weeks, we have the fall of X. So that whole
Yep.
storyline is going to stretch from from last week to sometime in September, where we're going to be seeing it across different comic books. Miss Marvel, Uncanny X-Men, X-Men, Alpha Flights, whatever, Uncanny Avengers. So they are going back to it. I'm not looking forward to it at all. I thought there were much more interesting things that they could have done. I felt that they could have had Xavier exiled from the island. So there's nothing more painful than almost like who's that guy? Is it Moses or who is it that basically you led them to the promised land, but you can't live there.
Moses.
They chased you and you're like, you go. There are so many other places that they could have gone with it. I just felt it was cheaply done. I wanted these guys to have no, it's true. You've chased them from everywhere. They went to space. You brought them back from you wrecked their asteroid and brought them back to Earth. They stayed in a prison island. Remember when the X-Men were in Australia?
Yeah.
This was like in the 90s when they were in Australia. They've been everywhere. Now they've said, okay, you know what? Let's just have our own island here in the middle of the ocean and actually go so far as to supply pharmaceuticals to you humans to say, leave us, please. This one will give you brain. This one will give you 5 years.
How do you have pharmaceuticals like that and nobody in the world, nobody noticed that and things can kill you as well?
Yeah,
nobody.
That they had been corrupted, or I was like, where's the quality control on this? You know, this is
what
X-Corp is supposed to be doing, but fair enough, it happens.
So that doesn't happen in real life.
No, as I said, fair enough, it happens. You only of a million samples, you only need to corrupt honestly 200 batches, 200 of a batch. As long as anybody eats it and can die, then that is the whole thing, as the whole brand has been compromised. So fair enough. I just it just these guys have not caught a break. There is there's the magic group. Is it the Askani tribe?
Askani, yeah.
Those ones too are anti-mutants in England and Europe. They are doing their own. There is Orcus. There's come on. There's horticulture.
Okay.
There's horticulture. There is.
There's multiple groups. There's multiple groups.
Too many, and they're all kind of like banding together to say, Fei Long 2 has come. The Stark Sentinels have been come on.
Like you can write follow-up.
That boast was too much.
I was really at comic with a big smile on my face.
We know. We know.
It was part of the first thing. Some of the moments I like the most. I like the Jean Grey moment, which I thought was epic in terms of how she did it.
Continue.
While she's dying, I guess with her dying breath. I like the fact that Mystique resisted to the point of her having a stroke. Actually, what happened to her? And then I think she fell in the sea or something.
Yeah, she fell down, and then the water came and claimed her. Yes,
claimed away. Yeah, so I did like some of the elements of what
How is Mystique? How is Mystique resisting Charles Xavier?
They all were. He trained them to.
He didn't train.
The triangle.
Let's
red triangle.
She doesn't have red triangle.
How can you?
Okay.
How can you resist Charles Xavier?
Red triangle.
Red triangle. Have you had red triangle tracks?
So this guy gives away the defense to the only weapon he has in his arsenal, such that no matter what he says to you, once you put the triangle up like this, bam, the guy can't do anything.
I mean, to be fair, that's the only way people can trust him.
That he gives you a shield. Yeah, don't trust me. So what am I supposed to do about it?
Like, if it cannot be like this is why I think Xavier is not a bad guy like that. He cannot say I'm a good guy.
I don't think Xavier is that bad.
Exactly.
I don't think so. I think he's just someone that he has compromised his morals.
Right. So I
achieve what he wants to. Yeah. And he lies to himself.
I purposely didn't mention something on purpose because this really, really annoyed me. They released a comic this last week called Magneto #1.
I didn't read it. I thought it was a flashback. Is it?
You know what he did? Do you know what
Who
they
did?
did
Well, who did?
in that comic? Do you know what the whole?
Sorry.
Do you know what that comic is about? That Magneto comic
No, what is it? What is it? About?
is exactly they retconned his whole why he was doing that thing in the beginning.
Oh,
You know when I was
wait.
arguing about, I had that in my mind because the moment you guys didn't talk, I know you had read that book. Basically, that comic was trying to establish that Xavier needed somebody to oppose him to show that mutants are good. So he was playing a role. He was never. I was never evil.
Wait.
It's
How
the
was that?
most
Wait.
stupid
Wait. How? So Magneto was playing a role because he had
as an evil mutant.
agreed as an evil mutant.
Yes.
Was it based off of an agreement he and Charles had?
Kind of, yeah. But I want to read it again. But yeah, go and read it. I was so
Is it written by Hickman? No, I'm not.
Even if Hickman writes it, he's an idiot.
Yeah. So although
if Hickman writes it, he's an idiot.
Hickman wrote something similar in House of X, so that they agreed in the beginning, but they fell apart. Like this.
What was the agreement?
Future. No, this entire vision of Krakóa was from the beginning. That's when they told Sinister in the beginning to store all their mutants' DNA. In the beginning
yeah.
They were playing the stage for Krakóa from the beginning, but they had their differences and fell apart, and then that's why he went to go and do Genosha and all of that, and it failed.
Yeah,
so that's
why, if you read his comic,
this guy's always been trying things like that. Magneto has always been trying to Asteroid Genosha, all of that. It was until he got everybody together that he was able to. So
they're basically trying to say that everything Magneto had done in the past, all the people he killed, was all in the service of a false flag operation.
Wow. Okay, I don't want to read that.
X-Men books.
Yeah, it's terrible.
X-Men books have always cheat until Krakóa happened. Like you can point out just a few good storylines from the X-Men.
They've not always.
No, X-Men they've had some great storylines. Unfortunately, a lot of the great storylines they've had, I will agree, tend to be tragedies. A lot of tragedies happen to them. Because even if you look at the most popular one, Dark Phoenix, it's not really a good thing.
Before Krakóa, when was the last good story?
What, in the X-Men?
Yes, what was the last good X-Men story you can remember before Krakóa happened?
So we all go silent here. Can we come back? Can we come back to you next week on that?
Let me
the last one I would call is the one I mentioned earlier. What's it called? The all new X-Men when they came to the future, and then before that, I'm going as far back as Astonishing X-Men by Josh Whedon, and I didn't
like all new X-Men. That was when that Beast brought those kids to this thing. Didn't like it.
So
it didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me. Why would you go and bring your?
I didn't like it. I like the story, but I felt Beast. You know, that's one of the crimes I put against Beast. That he just yanked some kids from the past.
Yeah, Astonishing is good. Astonishing is great. But we've
not had really good X-Men storytelling since like all the classic stories you mentioned about the X-Men. They are 90s and 80s back. You mentioned Phoenix Saga.
Yeah, but also remember there was a big gap of decades. No, was it even decades? Or maybe where
it was a few years gap. It wasn't that big a gap. When the silent X-Men for Inhumans, it wasn't that.
Yes. No, but what I'm saying, even before then, they were not even making effort with X-Men books because of the beef. And then they said, and when it became very blatant, they started pushing the Inhumans.
That was okay. Let's even say okay. But I'm saying that X-Men as a comic, they've not been the best for decades now.
I mean, and it's weird because I think you're right because there was a time almost like it switched from X-Men to Avengers. Also, Avengers became the big thing, and the best writers, they were all on X-Men.
Yeah. So that's because they kept telling the same story. So if they don't go back to that, in any way or form, and we don't get Krakóa back, I won't be surprised. But I've accepted that. It's over.
Anyway, what I'll suggest is to people listening, I think you should make up your mind. Go out there, get Hellfire Gala 2023. You've not read it, and read it. I'm actually going to order there's a Hickman Omnibus special that I've seen is on sale. I think I'm going to go to Gosh Comics and get one.
Yeah. Do you guys
wait, which Hickman one? Which one?
it combines all the beginning, the House of X, Power of X, and a lot of the giant, all those beginning comics and the first few issues of X-Men, all in one big, nice.
Oh yeah, I have that. Okay, when you said it, I was like, I thought you were referring to this Hellfire Gala one. Is that
No.
what
Oh
this is?
no.
Gary Dugan.
But
Okay,
that's
yeah.
about the first Hellfire Gala where they terraform Krakóa.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Do-
That was
Do
a
you
very
know
good one.
how
That
wonderful
was a
it
very good one.
I mean,
Honestly, even reading the first, the birth of Krakóa as a nation, like that whole, I remember telling people who had not read comics in years that
Yes.
please, did you know that Moira McTaggart was a mutant? And they were like, how is that possible? Like, please go and read this book. Just the past lives of Moira and everything that she'd been through, and like just moving towards that
That's
Dominion
good.
state. I was like, this is just brilliant stuff. So I've actually fallen off for a while now. Like, to be honest, ever since Gary Dugan has been doing some stuff with X-Force, I've kind of like, I'm not really feeling this whole taking Beast to the Max stuff. Or honestly, you remember, guys, even Immortal X-Men with Karen Gillan, I was like, I'm kind of not really seeing why this is happening. I think Avengers, X-Men, and Eternals was probably the last one I was still like, oh yeah, I'm really on board. But Immortal, I was like, where's all this going? Like, it's all this shit that's constantly
Immortal
happening to
was
these guys.
Avengers, X-Men, Eternals. That was
AXE.
Immortal.
Yeah. But after the AXE saga, after the AXE saga, then that was when Sinister was going the Dominion routes. That what was that thing called? What was that story called? Huh? What?
The Secrets of Sinister.
Secrets of Sinister. Yes. Thank you. Secrets of Sinister. Yes. It was like 6 issues or something. But all right, okay. Anything else I want to talk about this one, guys?
No.
Dapo has gushed today, and I have given you the
Tunde
real scoop.
I really hate it.
Yeah, I did hate. I just told you guys it's shit. So it is.
And what I was saying to listeners is, seeing the passion displayed in here, it's not a boring read. I would suggest you go out there, read it, and give us your views on your comments.
I agree with that. It's not
It's
boring.
not a boring read. It's a frustrating read.
Yes, highly. So next week, episode 145, we're going to be talking about Iron Man, right?
I am Iron Man.
Yeah, I am Iron Man. Thank you. So it's what, 5 issues?
Yep. 5 issues, yes. So we're going to review the whole 5 issues, the series, and our overall thoughts on it. Great.
Today, what do you think you guys are going to be able to watch TMNT before then? Is it going to be out in your ends?
It should be out in my end by this weekend.
Okay.
Well, it's out because you watch it, right? So it's out. I know it's definitely out for me. So I might just pop around. Unfortunately, my team were busy winning some silverware, and I didn't have much time to. But my team were busy winning silverware. Clear your ears, right? So, but I will make an effort to watch something.
Plates, 2-man plates, and your shouting. Your ways are really coming, waiting plates. They are really plates. Anyway, people listening, Jerry, thank you so much for your time. Remember, Naija's Geeking Out. Rate, like, subscribe, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And see you next week, Tunde.
Yeah, guys, bye. Let's just bye. I'm still vexing right now, so I'll see you guys next week.
It's vex worthy. Dapo.
Thanks for listening, guys. So thank you from Dapo, member of Orchis. I will speak to you later.
Can you imagine? This is like saying, hey, I'm Dapo, secret police, Stasi, what do they call those guys? SS, yes, exactly. I'm trying to know the full thing. This guy just get out.